It's 2025. Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo is still one of the scariest films ever made. After my first viewing of Vertigo, I stared at the screen, watching the end credits roll through my vision, a sense of panic lodged in my chest. I closed my computer slowly, letting my gaping mouth fall shut. "Are you scared?" I asked my friend sitting next to me. "No, not really," he said. "This wasn't scary to you at all?" "No, I've seen way worse," he replied, before explaining why Hereditary holds the top spot for scariest movie ever made. Well, yes, of course. The 2018 Ari Aster film is terrifying. We can all agree Hereditary is nightmare fuel for most.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
But again, it's 2025, and Vertigo, a film from 1958, filled my stomach with more anxiety-induced panic than most horror films I've seen. Why? The film's age is obvious. The acting is clean, composed, and straightforward. James Stewart's performance, with its clear-cut diction and restrained emotional range, brings the 1950s Hollywood style front and center.
But is there a name on the gravestone?
And yet there's something deeply unsettling in his portrayal of John Scotty Ferguson. His emotional flatness doesn't create distance. It heightens the horror.
You want me to be dressed like her?
Judy, I just want you to look nice. I know the kind of a suit that would look well on you.
Because beneath that controlled surface, something darker is unraveling. What terrifies me most wasn't just Stewart's performance, but the film's exploration of helplessness, obsession, and the fear of the unknown. Vertigo doesn't rely on jump scares or grotesque imagery. It doesn't need scenes like the infamous ceiling crawl in Hereditary, or that chilling smile at the end of Midsummer. Instead, its horror creeps in quietly, patiently, and psychologically. The terror in Vertigo comes from watching a man fall in love and then descend into madness after the object of that love is taken away. But the story doesn't stop there. It twists. We feel deceived as Scotty finds Judy and begins to transform her into Madeline, trying to resurrect the woman he lost. What once looked like love begins to feel like obsession, possession, even cruelty. We're no longer sure if Scotty ever loved Madeline, or if he only loved the fantasy she represented. Vertigo shows how love, when warped by grief, guilt, and desire, can become monstrous. It can consume both people involved. Scotty's obsession is quiet and slow and disturbingly human. You can almost understand it, which makes it all the more terrifying. One scene that captures this descent more clearly than any other is Scotty's nightmare. The sequence begins with his face dissolving into a vortex of animated, pulsating color. There's no grounding in reality, it's just disembodied heads, flashing images, and overwhelming symbolism. We're not just watching him lose control, we're feeling it. The dream logic makes no sense, yet it carries emotional truth. Scotty's guilt and trauma manifest visually. Carlotta's ghostly face, the graveyard, the bell tower, these aren't just memories. They're evidence of his psychological collapse. It's not Madeline who haunts him, it's what he did to her, and what that did to him. Unlike most of the film, which builds slow dread, this moment is raw and surreal. This scene is what makes Vertigo so terrifying. It strips away the polished surface of Scotty's mind and exposes the chaos underneath. Hitchcock lets us live inside a man's haunted consciousness, and that's a horror few films dare to explore. After I watched that scene, I felt my heart pounding from my chest. I was terrified. I felt stuck inside Scotty's mind. I looked around me, touching my arms and legs as if I weren't real. Hereditary and Silence of the Lambs are some of the scariest films I'd ever seen, but never have I felt so disturbed that I questioned my own reality. Vertigo did just that. That's a kind of horror I didn't expect and have never experienced from any other film. Vertigo isn't just a thriller, it's a haunting psychological experience. Even in 2025, that horror still holds power. It still lingers, and it still haunts. And that's why, in 2025, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo is still one of the scariest films ever made.